So do you have trouble controlling your shots? Do you want some tips to get more control if it's for your forehand or your backhand? Then this video is for you. The number one problem where I see players go wrong with control is that number one, they hold the racket too tight. Guys, when you hold the racket, you need to be loose. My favorite quote in tennis is what? I tell every single one of my in-person students this. In tennis, in order to gain control, you have to give up control. The more you let the racket go, the more you let the racket work for you and you don't work for your racket, the better you will be. So instead of holding the racket super tight to get the ball in, you need to hold the racket super loose. Let that racket do the work. And then look, now the ball is going to go in. Now notice, I want you to notice, what happened when I held that racket loose? I was able to create topspin. By letting the racket work for me, it's going to allow yourself to create topspin. And topspin means you can hit the ball as hard as you want and it's still going to dip in. So number one, hold the racket loose. In order to gain control, you have to give up control. I don't want you to forget that quote. I say it all the time. All right, second thing, players look to see where their ball is. They don't finish their shot before they go to the next one. So what happens, right? They're playing, I'm out, I have an out wide forehand, boom, I hit, is that ball in or something? By picking my head up, what's that going to do? That's going to make my momentum go up. That's going to make me be inconsistent. So I want you to keep your head down on the ball. So you're going to hit and you're going to try to watch that ball hit the strings. Watch that ball hit the strings out in front of you. By keeping your head down, that's going to help you get more consistent. Not only by keeping our head down, but by keeping our body down. Now, Tyler, I know in your other videos, you said you have to explode in your legs. Yes, you want to explode in your legs, but you want to keep your chest down when you hit. Too many players, they move their chest everywhere. You want to be balanced, right? You want to let the racket work for you. So I'm going to hit, explode in my legs, keep my body down when I hit. By keeping my chest down and forward, think that I'm tackling someone like a tackle football player. By the way, I never played football in my life. I went to tennis because I'd absolutely get killed. But when I hit, I want to keep my body down. When I hit, I want to keep my body down and forward. Keep my body down and forward when I hit. I don't want to pop up. I'm going to lose control. Another thing, I mentioned the legs, right? If you're like super extended in your legs, you don't have a low center of gravity, you're not going to be able to be as consistent as you want. So instead of having your legs extended, I like to say I'm 6 foot. I might be 5'11". My license says I'm 6 foot, but if I'm 6 foot, I want to be 5 feet when I play tennis. By having a lower center of gravity, that's going to keep your body grounded and you're going to be much more consistent when you hit. So get a lower center of gravity. Another thing, in tennis, to gain control, you have to give up control. So what do we have to do? We just have to let the racket go. You guys have to follow through. Now, okay, we can keep the ball in if you tap it, right? What do we call those? Pushers. But you'll only get so high, so good in tennis. If you don't follow through, this is the highest that you can go in tennis. You're going to hit here and you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to beat those higher players. So you have to ensure that you follow through every single time. By ensuring that I'm following through every single time, that's going to ensure that I let my racket go, I'm going to let my racket work for me, create topspin, and I'm going to be able to hit a ball. Let alone, I'm not going to be able to injure my arm, I'm going to hit way more harder, rather than if I stop, that's going to be loose, the ball's going to fly long. Another thing that you want to do, where players go wrong, they're inconsistent, is they don't turn. So they don't turn, so the ball gets super close to them. I want you to take the racket back so you can get the ball out in front instead of not turn, wait for the ball, and then get it super close. Another thing, they either miss it long or in the net because they don't drop the racket. They just swing forward. If I swing forward, it's going to be flat. Okay, that wasn't a good one. If I swing forward, it's going to be flat and it's going to go long, or I'm going to come down on the ball and go in the net. I need to relax my wrist and get under the ball so I can lift it up and hit it. So guys, this was a quick video for you to take these tips to get more control. I gave around maybe 5 or 6, 7 tips. I expect 2 not to work. I expect 2 for you to think I'm crazy, but those other, let me do my math here, those other 3 or 4 or 2 tips are going to improve your game. Different tips work for different people. So if you want to rewind on this video, check all the tips, try them out, and find which ones work best for you out of my top control tips. these will make you a better player. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments below. Make sure to follow me, Tennis with Tyler. Have a good one, guys, and